So today we are going to discuss about approaches to literacy. I'll begin by telling you about Rama. Rama is a 21-year-old woman staying in the remote areas of India. She could not ever go to school, and that's why she could not learn three arts, that is reading, writing and arithmetic. She was not sent to school because her parents were illiterate and poor. They could not afford to send her to school, and that is why she has remained illiterate. In fact, her neighbors, her relatives, and she herself, they also didn't ever try to see that she will go to school. So, the older she became, she was expected to work for her family and share the economic burden of the family. Rama represents the typical experience of many women who have remained illiterate. In India, right now, there are 1/4 of the women, that's around 25% of the women, are illiterate. The Education 2030 Framework for Action mentions everyone should have access to education and lifelong learning. In fact, illiteracy has been recognized as a major problem, and that is why even at the international level, people are working to ensure that literacy will be achieved by everyone. The moment people realize that illiteracy is the major cause and it is one of the impediments for development, both non-governmental and governmental organizations started working to increase the literacy rate of India. Today we'll be discussing about what were the approaches used by government to impart literacy to the people. So now we'll discuss what are the objectives of today's module. At the end of the module, you will be able to identify what literacy is, differentiate between various definitions of literacy, explain brief history of literacy in India, recognize the importance of literacy, differentiate between various approaches to literacy. Literacy is about political, economic and social empowerment, the effective exercise of human rights and laying foundation for sustainable, inclusive and fair development. While the basic idea of literacy remains very simple, my fieldwork experience in the field of literacy has shown me that common people think that literate is a person who can just make his or her own signature. But the experts like Paulo Freire in the field of adult education, they think that literacy is the ability to free oneself from all kinds of exploitation and develop oneself socially, economically, culturally, and to the fullest level of herself. In developed countries like USA, United Kingdom, Finland, almost everyone is literate. They have exposure to print media, electronic media, and they could really learn through all ways. But it is not so with developing countries like India. In India, still literacy is a major problem. If you will see what the international literacy data shows about literacy, UNESCO in 2012 said that international literacy rate was 83.4%. Now we'll see what are the definitions of literacy. As per the Indian census, literate is the person aged 7 years and above who can read and write with understanding. As per the UNESCO definition, 1958, a literate person is the one who can with understanding both read and write a short single statement on his or her everyday life. In international usage, literacy is the ability to read and write at least a simple message in any language. So the census of India takes into account the age of the learner, whereas UNESCO takes into consideration the usages of literacy in the day-to-day life, and the international usage thinks about using literacy in various messages. Means they are thinking about the diversity of usages of literacy. As per National Literacy Mission 2001 of India, functional literacy includes self-reliance in 3 R's, that is reading, writing and arithmetic, awareness of the causes of deprivation, amelioration through organization and participation in process of development, skill improvement to raise economic status and general well-being, imbibing values such as national integration, conservation of environment, gender equality and small family norms. Literacy rate of India is the total percentage of the population in the country at a particular time, age 7 years or above, who can read and write with understanding. Now we'll see the literacy rate of India. In 2001, literacy of India was 52.21%. In 2011, the literacy rate was 74.04%. So we can see that literacy rate of India is growing year by year, and that has been the trend from the very beginning of the establishment of National Literacy Mission, because the program has gradually gone from total literacy campaign to post literacy program to continuing education program. Now we'll see the history of adult education in India. The history of adult education goes back to 5,000 years back. When we see the history of India, we can make out that many people have remained illiterate due to various reasons. Like the Sakshar Bharat report also shows that amongst the illiterates, the number of women is high. Almost 1/4 of the women in India are illiterate. There are various reasons for them to remain illiterate. Not only them, there are many men also, they are illiterate because of various reasons. In India, we have caste, class discrimination, primary schools quality of education is not good, poverty is there, and there is not much attention paid by the state, that is political people, also on literacy. So in India, we could not achieve literacy rate 100% because of these reasons. In the world, there are around 6,000 spoken languages, out of which 300 languages have orthographics and 100 have significant knowledge of languages. So, the literacy needs to be attained for 400 languages. An often repeated sentence which expresses the gains of literacy is ability to read the word, and once literacy is achieved, one can read the world. Literacy is ability to synthesize, evaluate and use information, to understand and operate computers, being able to use television and watch the program of self-choice. Literacy is ability to communicate between people, thoughts, ideas and the world. Literacy is the first step to lifelong learning. It opens the door of the treasure of letters, information, knowledge and education. Literacy is a powerful tool for human development. Literacy is important to achieve education for all, sustainable development goals. Literacy promotes respect for diversity. Literacy, a crude reflection of access to education. Literacy is person's first step in learning and knowledge building and human development. Data on literacy shows wide disparities in male and female literacy. Social returns from female literacy are higher. Reduced fertility, reduced infant mortality, lower school dropout rates, improved family nutrition and lower population growth. Sustainable Development Goal 4 aims to ensure inclusive and equitable education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all and gender equality. Through literacy, change can be brought in, change in the personality, change in self and relation with others, increase social status of a person. Literacy is a tool to achieve the goals one set in their life. Now we'll see approaches to literacy. Traditional and religious approach. It was there from 1882 to 1947. Traditional literacy is defined as the ability to read the written world to gain understanding and meaning. It is confined to reading, writing, spelling, listening and speaking. In traditional religious approach, there was no numerical abilities imparted to the learners. It was related to learning for the sake of learning. Without imbibing the meaning or value of learning, this kind of traditional approach was used. For example, Bible was taught to people just for reading. They were not given the knowledge of reading. Not only just Bible, any religious text was just taught to the learners how to read it, and they were not taught about how to write the same. So this was traditional religious approach. Life-oriented approach was prevalent from 1949 to 1966. Key concept of civic literacy, which focused on social education. It was imparted through night school. It included the chapters regarding how to be a good neighbor, how to treat newlywed daughter-in-law, how to take care of the environment, and how to be a good citizen. The early material on Saksharta Niketan shows the evidence of such content of the material. The main programs of work-oriented approach included farmers education, farmers functional literacy and Shramik Vidyapit. Work-oriented approach included the knowledge of 3 R's, that is reading, writing and arithmetic, and functionality. For example, the tailor was taught 3 R's, and with the functional literacy he could become expert in measurement and could become a perfect tailor. So this was the part of work oriented approach. Now we'll see center based approach. National Adult Education Program was the first national program. It covered 3 main aspects: literacy and numeracy of a sufficient level to enable learners to continue learning further in a self-reliant manner. Second, functionality viewed as the role of an individual as a producer and worker and as a member of the family and as a citizen in a civic and political system. Third, social awareness including development, laws and government policies and poor and illiterate to organize themselves to pursuit of their legitimate interests and for group action. National Adult Education Program in India was implemented by universities, colleges, voluntary agencies, Panchayat Raj institutions, Nehru Yuva Kendras, and they were run as a center, and each center used to cater to around 30 learners, and instructor used to be there. Instructor was paid an honorarium, and the program was sponsored by Central Government of India. Conscientization approach. Conscientization approach was introduced by Paulo Freire. From 1975 to 1990, it was there. It was a turning point for literacy. Paulo Freire promoted literacy for freedom and empowerment. The Declaration of Persepolis in 1975 positioned literacy as an instrument of critical consciousness, raising in relation to political, human, and cultural process in general, and the condition of illiterates, and leading to their liberation through a process of organization. Paulo Freire positioned literacy and practice as an instrument to make it possible for the oppressed illiterates to become aware that they can change their own situation. Adult education is to bring about a process of critical reflection that leads to action and change. Paulo Freire's ideas inspired adult education program in many countries. Mass program for functional literacy ensured that all will take part in the literacy program. In fact, there was a change from National Adult Education Program center-based approach to campaign. Total literacy campaign, post-literacy and continuing education were part of this mass literacy program. You all must be knowing that Ernakulam was the first district wherein this total literacy campaign was implemented on a very large scale, and that's how afterwards even in various parts of India total literacy campaign was introduced. This was mass literacy program. Now we will see lifelong learning approach. Approach to literacy was center based or mass based depending on how it was organized at the ground level. From the point of view of providing opportunities for further development to the learner and access to higher education through equivalency program after completion of basic education, one can witness a lifelong learning approach. The Sakshar Bharat program of Government of India, which was introduced in 2009, could witness that lifelong learning approach was used in it, wherein they had a basic literacy, continuing education, skill development and lifelong learning. So these were 4 segments which were used in lifelong learning approach. Lifelong learning has become a fundamental goal of recent educational policies, often advocated as a way to achieve socio-economic development and a tool for promoting knowledge-based society. Right-based approach we'll see now. In right-based approach, it included working with people and not doing things for them. Right-based approach has made government to see to it that people will be included in policy formulation. For example, Bharat Gyan Vigyan Samiti ensured that the demand for literacy will be created in the minds of people and they themselves will ask for literacy programs in their own community. In right-based approach, information flow must be channeled in such a way that learners become aware of their rights as global citizens, understand the forces which perpetuate their poverty, and become aware of changes which can help them escape poverty. Bilingual and multilingual approach. Respect for language is necessary for valuing the culture of others. UNESCO advocates bilingual and multilingual approach to respect the language of others and respect diversity in the world. Bilingual or multilingual approach to literacy means use of two or more languages as mediums of instruction. Multilingual refers to use of at least three languages, the mother tongue, a regional or national language, and an international language in education. UNESCO advocates this to cater to the learning needs of diverse society. So in this session, we have seen what is literacy, what are its various definitions, and what are the different approaches to literacy and what needs to be done further. So this is what we have discussed in our today's session. But at the end, I would like to say that we have to keep in mind the frame of our reference. We have to create the learning society. We have to ensure that people like Rama will also come in lifelong learning and they will continue learning throughout their life and become a part of learning society.